Hello and welcome to Real Talk with Ehaan. I'm Ehaan, and this is a platform where we explore real-life questions, expert opinions, and conversations that help us understand ourselves and the world around us. Today's discussion is about something that affects every single person, but we often ignore it: our brain health. We all understand that food affects our body, our energy, and our physical health. But one important question remains: how does our daily food impact our brain? Our brain controls everything we do, from our thoughts and emotions to our memory and decision making. The choices we make on our plates every day may play an important role in our brain health. In today's episode, we will discuss Brain Doctor Explains: why your daily foods may affect your brain health. 5 foods you should be careful about. We will explore how nutrition connects with brain function, which common eating habits may negatively affect our cognitive health, and what simple changes we can make to protect our brain for the future. This is a very interesting and important topic because many people focus on their body health, but forget that the brain also needs the right care and nutrition. To discuss this fascinating topic, we have with us Dr. Daniel, a brain health expert who specializes in understanding how lifestyle, nutrition, and daily habits influence the human brain. Dr. Daniel will share his knowledge about the connection between food and brain performance, explain some common mistakes people make in their daily diets, and guide us on how we can make healthier choices for better brain health. Welcome to Real Talk with Ehaan, Dr. Daniel. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Ehaan. It's a pleasure to be here on Real Talk with Ehaan. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to discuss such an important topic with your audience. I believe this is a very interesting and valuable conversation because many people are aware of how food affects their physical health, but they often forget that food also plays a major role in brain function. The brain requires proper nutrition to maintain focus, memory, mood, and overall performance. Today, we will discuss some common foods and habits that people follow every day and how making small changes can help support better brain health in the long run. I'm excited to share this information and hopefully help people make more informed choices about their daily lifestyle.
Dr. Daniel, before we talk about specific foods, I want to understand the foundation. We often hear that our diet affects our body, but many people don't realize that the same food choices can also influence our brain. How strong is the connection between what we eat and how our brain functions every day?
That connection is much stronger than most people realize, Ehaan. The brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs in the human body, and it depends on a constant supply of nutrients to perform properly. Every thought we create, every decision we make, every memory we store, and every emotion we experience requires brain activity. The quality of nutrients we provide through our diet can influence how efficiently these processes work. For example, a diet rich in essential nutrients can support better concentration, stable mood, and healthy brain function. But when someone regularly consumes foods that are high in unhealthy fats, added sugars, and artificial ingredients, it may create conditions in the body that are not ideal for brain health. The important point is that one unhealthy meal does not damage your brain. The real impact comes from repeated habits over months and years. Your daily choices slowly shape your overall health, including your brain.
That is really interesting, Doctor. Since daily habits play such an important role, let's discuss something almost everyone consumes: sugar. Many people feel that sugary foods give them quick energy and improve their mood. But what actually happens when sugar becomes a regular part of our everyday routine?
Sugar is a perfect example because it shows the difference between something being useful in moderation and harmful in excess. Our brain does need glucose because it is one of its main sources of energy. However, the problem begins when we consume too much added sugar on a regular basis. High amounts of sugar can cause repeated spikes and drops in blood sugar levels. This can affect energy, concentration, and mood. Many people experience this without realizing the connection. They feel active for a short time after eating something sweet, but later they feel tired, unfocused, or they start craving more sugar. Over time, excessive sugar intake can also contribute to processes like inflammation and metabolic problems, which are linked with overall brain health. The goal is not to completely remove sugar from life. The goal is to understand balance and make smarter choices about how much and how often we consume it.
Doctor, another major change in our lifestyle is the amount of processed food people consume today. Busy schedules have made packaged snacks, fast food, and ready-made meals very common. Can these convenient choices create hidden problems for our brain?
Yes, Ehaan. Convenience is one of the biggest reasons processed foods have become so popular. The concern is not when someone enjoys these foods occasionally. The real issue begins when they become a major part of someone's daily diet. Many ultra-processed foods are designed to be extremely enjoyable, but they often contain high amounts of refined carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, excess salt, and fewer natural nutrients. Our brain needs a variety of nutrients to maintain its structure and communication between brain cells. When these important nutrients are missing and replaced with highly processed options, it can affect energy levels, focus, and overall mental performance. A better approach is not to think about completely removing every food you enjoy. Instead, focus on adding more whole foods like vegetables, fruits, nuts, healthy proteins, and natural sources of nutrients into your daily routine.
Something many people experience, but often ignore, is a feeling of mental tiredness. They say, I can't focus like before, or I keep forgetting small things. Doctor, could our daily lifestyle and eating habits be connected to this problem called brain fog?
Brain fog is something many people experience, and food can definitely be one piece of the puzzle. Our brain needs a stable supply of energy to function properly. When someone regularly consumes foods that cause sudden increases and drops in blood sugar, they may experience changes in concentration, energy, and mental clarity. For example, a breakfast high in refined sugar may provide quick energy, but after some time, the person may feel tired and unable to focus. However, brain fog is usually not caused by one single thing. Poor sleep, stress, dehydration, lack of exercise, and unhealthy eating habits can all work together. The good news is that small lifestyle improvements can make a noticeable difference. Better nutrition, proper hydration, quality sleep, and regular movement all support better brain performance.
Moving forward, I want to talk about something that has become part of almost everyone's morning routine: caffeine. A lot of people believe they need coffee, tea, or energy drinks to start their day. How does caffeine actually interact with our brain?
Caffeine is an interesting topic because it depends on the amount and the person using it. Moderate caffeine intake can improve alertness, attention, and energy for many people. This is why coffee and tea have been part of many cultures for centuries. The problem begins when people depend on excessive amounts of caffeine, especially through energy drinks that may contain high levels of caffeine and sugar. Too much caffeine can disturb sleep quality, increase anxiety in some individuals, and create a cycle where people feel tired because they are not resting properly. A healthy brain needs balance. Using caffeine occasionally for alertness is different from depending on it every day because the body is constantly exhausted.
Let's discuss something that is loved by millions of people because of its taste and convenience: fried foods. From fast food meals to deep fried snacks, these choices are everywhere. When this becomes a regular habit, what kind of effect can it have on our brain?
Fried foods are popular because they provide quick satisfaction and taste very enjoyable. But frequent consumption can create challenges for overall health. Many fried foods contain unhealthy fats and are often high in calories. When consumed regularly, they can contribute to inflammation in the body. The brain depends on a healthy internal environment to function properly. Long-term unhealthy eating patterns may affect processes related to memory, mood, and cognitive health. This does not mean a person can never enjoy fried food. The important factor is frequency. Having something occasionally is very different from making it a daily habit. A healthy lifestyle is built through consistency, not perfection.
We have talked about adults, but there is another important group we cannot ignore. Children. Their brains are developing every single day. How important is nutrition during childhood for learning, memory, and future brain health?
Childhood is one of the most important stages for brain development. During these years, the brain is building connections that support learning, emotions, language, and problem-solving abilities. Children need a variety of nutrients, including proteins, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, and enough energy to support this development. A diet based mostly on sugary snacks, processed foods, and unhealthy drinks may not provide the nutrients their growing brain requires. Parents do not need to create a perfect diet. The goal should be to create healthy habits early, encouraging fruits, vegetables, balanced meals, and limiting excessive junk food. The habits children learn today can influence their relationship with food for the rest of their lives.
Many people listening today might be thinking, I have already spent years eating unhealthy foods. Is it too late for me? Doctor, does the brain have the ability to improve when someone decides to change their lifestyle?
Absolutely. The brain has a remarkable ability called neuroplasticity, which means it can adapt and create positive changes throughout life. A person is never too old to improve their lifestyle. When someone starts eating better, exercising regularly, sleeping properly, and managing stress, these changes can support better brain function. Of course, improvement takes time. The brain does not change overnight, just like the body does not transform after one workout. The key is consistency. Small, healthy actions repeated every day can create meaningful long-term results.
So far, we've discussed different habits and foods that may create challenges for brain health. Now, let's look at the positive side. If someone wants to support their brain naturally, which foods should become a regular part of their daily routine?
That is a great direction to take, Ehaan, because improving brain health is not only about avoiding certain foods. It is also about adding the right nutrients that support the brain. A brain-friendly diet usually includes natural, nutrient-rich foods. Foods that contain omega-3 fatty acids, such as certain types of fish, walnuts, and seeds, can support the structure and communication of brain cells. Fruits and vegetables are also extremely important because they provide antioxidants that help protect cells from damage. Different colors of fruits and vegetables provide different nutrients, so variety is important. Protein sources like eggs, fish, chicken, beans, and legumes provide building blocks that the brain uses for many important functions. Healthy fats from sources like nuts, seeds, and olive oil are also valuable because the brain itself contains a significant amount of fat. The main idea is simple. Instead of only focusing on removing unhealthy foods, people should focus on building a diet that gives their brain the support it needs every day.
There is one area people often forget when discussing brain health: sleep. We usually separate food and sleep as two different things, but are they actually connected when it comes to how our brain performs?
Yes, Ehaan. Sleep and nutrition are deeply connected. Many people focus only on what they eat, but forget that the brain also needs proper recovery time. During sleep, the brain performs important functions, such as processing memories, repairing itself, and organizing information. Poor eating habits can affect sleep quality. For example, consuming too much caffeine late in the day, Eating very heavy meals close to bedtime or having an unbalanced diet can disturb normal sleep patterns. At the same time, poor sleep can also influence food choices. When people are tired, they often crave foods that provide quick energy, such as sugary or highly processed foods. This creates a cycle where poor sleep leads to unhealthy eating, and unhealthy eating affects sleep. Protecting your brain requires looking at the complete lifestyle, not just one part of it.
Today, people receive thousands of diet suggestions online. One person says remove carbohydrates completely, another says follow a completely different approach. How can an ordinary person understand what advice is actually helpful for brain health?
This is one of the biggest challenges today because people are surrounded by information, but not all information is reliable. The brain does not need extreme diets. It needs balance. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats all have important roles in the body. The key is choosing better sources and maintaining the right balance. For example, there is a big difference between natural carbohydrates from fruits, vegetables, and whole grains compared to highly processed foods with added sugars. People should be careful with advice that promises instant results or suggests completely removing an entire food group without a medical reason. A healthy diet should be something a person can follow for years, not something they follow for a few weeks and then abandon. The best approach is consistency, awareness, and making choices based on reliable information.
Another major challenge people face today is stress. Many people feel mentally exhausted because of work, responsibilities, and daily pressure. Can our food choices influence how our brain handles stress and emotions?
Yes, nutrition can influence how our brain responds to stress. The brain and the gut are closely connected through what scientists call the gut-brain connection. The health of our digestive system can influence different aspects of our overall well-being, including mood. A balanced diet provides nutrients that support the production and regulation of chemicals involved in brain communication and emotional balance. On the other hand, a lifestyle that combines high stress with poor nutrition can leave people feeling more tired, less focused, and emotionally drained. Of course, food alone cannot remove every source of stress from life, but healthy habits can make the brain more resilient and better prepared to handle challenges. Taking care of your body is also a way of taking care of your mind.
Let's make this practical for everyone watching this episode. Imagine someone listening right now and thinking, I want to improve my brain health starting tomorrow. What are the first realistic steps they should take?
I would always recommend starting with small changes, because small changes are easier to maintain. The first step is becoming aware of your current habits. Look at what you eat regularly and identify where improvements can be made. Start adding more natural foods into your meals: vegetables, fruits, proteins, nuts, and healthy sources of fats. The second step is reducing highly processed foods gradually. People often fail because they try to change everything overnight. The third step is focusing on the basics: good sleep, enough water, regular movement, and managing stress. Remember, brain health is not created by one perfect day. It is built through thousands of small choices repeated over time.
Doctor, nowadays brain supplements have become very popular. Many people believe taking a pill is the easiest solution for better memory and focus. Can supplements truly replace the benefits of a healthy diet?
Supplements can have a role, but they should not be considered a replacement for a healthy lifestyle. In some cases, supplements are helpful when a person has a specific deficiency or a medical need. For example, certain vitamins or nutrients may need to be corrected under proper guidance. However, whole foods provide a combination of nutrients that work together in a natural way. A balanced meal contains many different compounds that support the body and brain. Taking a supplement while continuing unhealthy habits will not create the same benefits as improving your overall lifestyle. The foundation should always be a nutritious diet, good sleep, physical activity, and healthy daily habits. Supplements should support that foundation, not replace it.
One thing many people wonder about is memory. As we grow older, some people feel that their memory is not as sharp as before. How much can our lifestyle and food choices influence the way our memory works over time?
Memory is influenced by many factors, and lifestyle plays an important role. The brain needs proper nutrition, good blood circulation, quality sleep, and mental stimulation to maintain healthy function. A diet that provides essential nutrients can support the communication between brain cells, while a long-term unhealthy lifestyle may create conditions that affect cognitive performance. But it is important to understand that getting older does not automatically mean losing brain ability. Many people maintain excellent brain health throughout their lives by following healthy habits. Taking care of your brain early is like making an investment for your future. The choices you make today can influence how your brain performs years later.
Let's talk about something very common in modern life: eating late at night. Many people have busy schedules and end up having heavy meals before sleeping. Can this habit affect the brain or overall mental performance?
Eating patterns can influence many areas of health, including sleep quality and energy levels. When someone regularly eats very heavy meals close to bedtime, the body may spend more energy on digestion during a time when it should be preparing for rest. Poor sleep quality can directly affect the brain because sleep is the time when the brain processes memories, regulates emotions, and recovers. The timing of food is not the only important factor, but maintaining a consistent routine can support better health. A balanced dinner, enough time before sleep, and avoiding excessive late-night snacking can help create better conditions for brain recovery.
Many people believe that improving brain health requires expensive foods or complicated diets. Is taking care of the brain something only certain people can afford, or can everyone make simple changes?
Brain health is not about expensive foods. It is about making better choices with the resources available. Many affordable foods can support brain health, such as eggs, vegetables, fruits, beans, lentils, nuts, and whole grains. The biggest difference usually comes from daily habits, not from expensive products. Someone who consistently eats simple, nutritious meals can support their brain better than someone who spends a lot of money but follows an unhealthy lifestyle. Health is built through consistency and understanding, not through luxury.
We often hear people say, "I am too busy to focus on my health." Between work, family, and responsibilities, many people struggle to maintain healthy habits. What would you say to someone who wants to improve but feels they do not have enough time?
I would tell them that improving health does not always require huge changes. Small actions can create meaningful results. Choosing water instead of a sugary drink, adding one healthy meal, walking daily, or improving sleep habits are all positive steps. Many people wait for the perfect time to change, but that time often never comes. The best approach is to start with realistic changes that fit into your current lifestyle. Remember, your brain supports everything you do: your work, relationships, decisions, and goals. Taking care of it is not wasting time. It is protecting your ability to live your life effectively.
Doctor, throughout this conversation, we have learned that our daily choices can influence our brain in many ways. Before we say goodbye, I want to ask you something personal for our audience. If you could give people one simple habit that they can start today to protect their brain for the future, what would that habit be?
If I had to choose one habit, I would say start becoming more conscious about your daily choices. Many people believe that improving health requires a huge transformation, but the reality is that small decisions repeated consistently create the biggest impact. Start by choosing better foods, getting enough sleep, staying physically active, drinking enough water, and giving your brain time to rest. Your brain is not something you should only care about when a problem appears. It is something you should protect every single day. Remember, the brain controls your memories, emotions, decisions, relationships, and dreams. When you take care of your brain, you are investing in your entire life. The best time to start is not tomorrow or next year. The best time is the next choice you make.
Dr. Daniel, thank you so much for joining us today on Real Talk with Ehaan. This was truly an eye-opening conversation. We often focus on physical health, but forget how important our brain really is. Today, we learned that small daily habits, what we eat, how we sleep, and how we live, all play a huge role in brain health. I really appreciate you breaking this down in such a simple and practical way.
Thank you, Ehaan. It was a pleasure being here. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I appreciate the way you brought these important topics forward. If there's one thing I'd like people to take away, it's that even small positive changes in daily life can make a big difference over time. Thanks again for having me.
Today, we learned that our daily choices matter. The food we eat, the habits we build, the way we sleep, and how we manage our lifestyle can all influence our brain health. A healthier brain does not come from one perfect decision. It comes from small, positive choices that we make every single day. I hope this conversation gave you valuable information and encouraged you to become more aware of your own health choices. A special thank you to Dr. Daniel for sharing his knowledge and helping us understand the connection between nutrition and brain health in a simple way. And to everyone watching, remember, take care of your brain because your brain takes care of you. If you found this conversation valuable, make sure to subscribe, share it with others, and check out our playlist. We've brought expert advice on many important topics just like this. This was Real Talk with Ehaan. Stay healthy, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next episode.